Welcome back to another Dynasty Dissection. Every single week here with Football Guys, I'm going to be making a video talking about one player and breaking down their 2022 fantasy football season, and then talking about their Dynasty fantasy football value right now. Right after the fantasy football season is a big time for Dynasty fantasy football. Some people are making trades, the playoffs are happening, and that's creating a lot of fantasy chaos. I mean, it recently created a lot of fantasy chaos where we talk about that player. I want to be talking about quarterback Brock Purdy today. Before I get in the video today, please follow me on Twitter. I'm at HutchinsonB_FF. I'm just a 16-year-old trying to make his way in the fantasy football space. You can check out all my content from Twitter. You can find it all from there. And also, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you've been notified every single time a new video does come out, and click that little notification bell. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. We're going to be talking about quarterback Brock Purdy. Now, Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo went down at different points this season for the 49ers, and they needed Brock Purdy to set up. And he absolutely did. In his last 6 regular season games, Brock Purdy averaged just under 71% completion and 218 yards per game, throwing at least 2 touchdown passes in every game. Was pretty good with turnovers, had very few turnovers as well. He helped the 49ers get to an NFC championship, and unfortunately injured his elbow against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the 49ers fell short of their Super Bowl dreams after they get crushed by my Philadelphia Eagles here. Big Eagles fan here, 31-7. It was unfortunately a bad game for the 49ers overall with injuries. Josh Johnson got hurt. Nick Bosa got hurt for a while. It was just really, really bad for them. And I really do feel for them. I really do. I feel like if they were fully healthy, they would have had a better chance. But the Eagles are pretty good. I don't know if they would have beat the Eagles even with how well they were playing. But look, let's talk about Brock Purdy for a second. One of the big questions with Brock Purdy is, who is truly responsible for his good play? Was it actually his talent, or was it the offense? And I think it's a little bit of both. The offense definitely sets him up for success. But I watched him on film a lot, and looking in between the numbers, trying to find stats that prove that he could be actually a good player. And one of the things I really found, Brock Purdy can deliver the ball over the field. He can throw it deep. He can throw it intermediate. He can throw it in between the hashes on the outside. He can throw it anywhere, and he can deliver it well. Like, he can truly put the ball wherever you need it to be. And one also thing I found about Purdy is that he is pretty good under pressure. His first game under pressure against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins blitzed him on 13 of 40 of Purdy's dropbacks and try to shatter the rookie's confidence, which is fair. It's Purdy's first game, right? Purdy took 3 sacks on those of those 13 blitzes and averaged 4.6 yards per dropback. He took a lot of easy, short dump off passes, and I mean, his ability to escape and evade pressure, was okay. He usually just dumped it off if he found pressure, and it didn't show much poison in the pocket when he was under pressure. But then against Tampa Bay, he was different. He showed his ability to escape and evade pressure running around the pocket. He was 6 of 7 for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns on plays when he was under distress against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was his second game played. And then against Dallas in the playoffs as well. They were putting him under pressure on 48.5% of his dropbacks, and almost 48.5% in the times that he was pressured. He was 15 of 17 for 159 yards, no touchdowns, but also no turnovers as well. He showed really, really good poise in the pocket when he was under pressure, and he showed that he can throw the ball when people are in his face, especially when you talk about Dallas, like in a playoff game in Dallas. No, sorry, it wasn't in Dallas. It was at home for them. But still, you're talking about Dallas Cowboys. They got some big-time talented players in there. When you talk about Micah Parsons, like, they got some big-time talent players over there. When you got to throw and you're under pressure for those guys, that's pretty tough. Pretty tough to do. So just props to Brock Purdy there. But now we got to talk about who will be so we know that Brock Purdy's dead. I think at least semi-talented. I think he's got talent. And I think he could be a starter for this team. And I think he could be a very serviceable quarterback. And I don't think that his 6-game stretch to the end of the season and his good games in the playoffs were all the 49ers offense. I think if Brock Purdy has something to do with it. And he was just a rookie this year. I think he's only going to get better as his career goes on. I'm really hopeful for him. But now we have to talk about who the 49ers star will be in 2023. And obviously, we now know that Brock Purdy is going to be out for at least 6 months. And if he comes back within 6 months, he will be back by early August. That is where the timeline sets up. So he's going to be missing a lot of OTAs, a lot of practices, and he's also going to be, he's also going to be barely there for preseason games. And that is brutal. That is brutal for him. So if you were to tell me who would be the 49ers starting quarterback before the injury, I would bet my money on Brock Purdy. If I had to bet money, I would put on Brock Purdy, but still a coin toss. But now, I think it's either going to be Trey Lance or it's going to be someone they bring in. They could bring in somebody to start over Trey Lance because, look, they've seen Trey Lance for a few years and he hasn't done much. I mean, he hasn't done anything relevant since like 2019. So if the 49ers really don't trust him after what they've seen from him, they could easily just trade for a quarterback. And if they do, that kills Trey Lance's value. But if they don't, they're going to leave the competition open for Brock Purdy, at least in the preseason. But Brock Purdy in Dynasty, I would value him as a late second round pick, rookie pick, or a player around that value. Whether we're looking to buy or sell, I don't think I'm desperately looking to do either. If you have him, I think I'd hold. It'd be pretty hard to sell him right now. You're not really going to get the price you probably want. And I think it's a solid opportunity to buy low because I think he does have talent and I think he is a good player. So I think that eventually that talent could win out for him. He could get the starting job for this team and be a good fantasy piece. So if you really want to buy and someone's so low on him that they're selling him for like a high third or a very, very late second in a Superflex league, I'd be willing to do that. But I'm not desperately looking to buy or sell. If you have him, I'd be looking more at holding him and just hoping for the best. All right, that's it for this video today. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. Please go follow me on Twitter. I'm at HutchinsonB_FF. You can find all the content I do from there. Just a 16-year-old trying to make his way in the fantasy football space. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel and click that notification bell so to be notified every single time a new video does drop on this awesome YouTube channel. I'm Hutchinson Brown, Football Guys. I'm at HutchinsonB_FF on Twitter. And we'll see you all next week with the next Dynasty Dissection.